There is some spilled milk here, a little, and I need to wipe this up. This needs to be washed before I use the camera on it, but I'm going to save the water that it would be to wash this because it's the plumber's water. I'm appointing it to himself that is saved because the plumber has been here a number of times for maintenance, sometimes maintenance requests. So since the water still turns on and off with the water company and maintenance, I am going to dedicate this grace to itself. I just had a dreamsicle. I'm making another one because I have about half was left. I'm going to use it now. Okay, I need to shake that. That looks like a lot, huh? Okay, well, here goes. I'm making blueberry milk. It's plain milk, low-fat, organic, Horizon milk, and blueberry kefir. So it's blueberry milk now. Okay. The soda would go on the bottom, but I'm going to pour it on top of the milk and regret it because it's not as good as if it's on the bottom. Okay, so I'll use this lucky cap. Lucky that I still have it. Somebody came in here and took something out of here that I did not ask to be removed, and I could have thrown it away myself in the dumpster if I didn't want it anymore because it wasn't heavy. It's a clothes rack. I move it around anytime I need to move it. And I didn't throw it away because I might still need to move it. But it's not here anymore. But I still have this lucky cap. It comes off, it's disposable, but I've been using it and using hot water from the tap to sanitize itself so I can continue to use it for dreamsicles. All right. What's it worth to me? Well, it's emotion right now. God is making this emotion that it's formed. It's the motion of God that makes it formed. And it's right here. It's the motion of God that I have it here. And then it's a small motion that I'm, doing with God that I could place it on top of the bottle and close it, cover it that way. I cannot do that with the clothes rack that had rust on it. That went out the door and I don't have it anymore. And I didn't get another clothes rack in its place from the person who went out with it. Well, if I didn't do that to me, why would anybody else do that to me? I don't have a risk that way. If you're a thief, you have to be in prejudice to take something from somebody else. You can't just be aware of who they are and where they are. You can't say you know who I am and where I am, in that you are in the threatening that you can take away anything that moves away from myself. That's how you go out of alive forever, and you will find out about it being your fault. It'll be your fault to himself. It'll be your fault to myself, the soul of the superior founder, I alive you. And it will be your fault to yourself, you identified by your genitals recorded upon yourself and in God, what you did. Halloween is coming up in maybe 2 weeks and maybe a little more. Year 2025. This month, yes. Halloween is coming up in this month of October, year 2025. And I am dressed as the Grim Reaper today, and I have been wearing this from time to time when I'm making videos for YouTube. Are you ready for Halloween? Because Halloween means that you know about your own death. You can't just celebrate Halloween because you like things that God likes. If you're an American, you're not a tourist of the order. If you're an American, you're due in jails and prisons to die out of your illegal alive genital penis. And if there's no way to get it off because it's a penis, that's you need to be in jail and prison until God makes a way for you out of your genitals. But if you're in public, you don't have the address deceased, and your penis doesn't have another address. Your penis has an address deceased in the penis, and it's a penis. It can't be near any other address. You must be born in Africa. You cannot be born in America with a penis because you're illegal. Spooky, scary skeletons. Spooky, scary skeletons. Spooky. If you eat with a spoon and there is a key in your spoon, it's spooky. So it's SPOON is spoon. Spooky is SPOOK. Y. K for key and Y for key for you. Spooky like spoon. Cheryl Moser, can you get something for me? I want you to get me a clear glass Stanley shaped mug with a lid and a straw, but the straw would be like you could clean it. But I wouldn't ask Cheryl to clean it. I would ask her to get me a new straw every time I use this straw. And I want it to be clear, and then I want her to get me ice molds, and I want to make ice. And I need a whole new kitchen for that because I don't have counter space here. And I need that from Cheryl E. Eileen Moser, Moser. She used my last name Moser, and she had a room in my house, in my first house. And in my condominium, she used a bed in my bedroom. And I just want to know why we're sisters. Well, I would say to Cheryl, there's no such lunch. There's no such thing as that you're my sister and you're going to pay out a key to myself because Donna won't. And it went this far into the future that Cheryl never paid out a key to myself, even though she was only 8 years apart from myself in age. I met her when she was about between 11 and 12 years old in size. So she looked a little like a boy because she was younger than having developed breasts as a female. Dress. I have to say dress because she's totally illegal. She's not feminine. She's breasts on a feminine child that grew up. So we're 8 years apart. She's older than me by 8 years. And I told her I don't want any keys from her and threatening because she doesn't have it solved that she has Donna gave me the key to my house and she left because I am myself, and she didn't do that because Cheryl is herself. Maybe telling her to leave the key for me because it's my key. And that's the two of them having an agreement. That's Becky's key, and they leave together and they can't leave on that point. And they don't speak correctly that it's my house to myself, that everything in my room is mine to myself, that every room in the house is mine to myself, and that they're trespassing in my house. They don't think they're trespassers. I'm at the end of all time here. I'm out of feminine genitals on the Godhead. I have genitals on the Godhead deceased the wrong way that look like this, and they're feminine from your point of view. From my point of view, they are mutilated genitals on the Godhead, and I am deceased out of them, deceased the whole order of alive of myself, and the order of alive, and Cheryl, Sheryle, Moser, and Pinsky, and some other names. She doesn't have any sort of way to pay out a key to myself anymore. That means she never tried to come to the threatening to pay out a key to me because I needed one. Well, she's far in the wrong that way because she's worse than Joellen Myroff that way. But everybody cannot compare to each other who is worse than who. Cheryl is worse than Joellen. Joellen is worse than Abby Bush. Abby Schoenfeld is worse than Abby Schoenfeld is worse than Mrs. Schoenfeld, who would be Susan, Mrs. Susan Schoenfeld. Schoenfeld. Abby did not pay out a key after she was inside of my house, and I don't know how she got in. I didn't let her in. But yeah, she can visit as a friend. I don't see why not. But I don't know what she's going to give me for that. She was in my house. She locked me out of my own house. She locked me out of her house as well, where her mom figure, Mrs. Susan Schoenfeld, she played Chariots of Fire music on a piano inside of Abby's let me into that house, and Mrs. Susan Schoenfeld is listed in the phone book in that house, and she was in there. I know who she is. So they locked me out of the state of Wisconsin. They wouldn't come back to Wisconsin when I was there in the year 2006 to decease my leverage. And the lever, I was already deceased out of formed at that time, and they won't come for that reason to my house or to open any house in Milwaukee for me to live there, or take the time it takes to call a realtor and make reporting that I was looking for a house. And that's because you must go to jails and prisons when you pay out a key, because you are a debt. You could be a very nice person, but you must be a very nice person who is aware that you are a consumption. You are a debt. If you just say, I look in the mirror and I look different than everybody else, I am a debt that goes to jail and prison because I am myself. Just different. I'm different from everybody else. I go to jail and prison for that reason. And then that's true that Abby is far beyond that. She would have done that early and felt good about herself at that time. In the year 2006, there was a lot of hurt already in my life. And maybe Abby might have been hurt because she was not in Wisconsin anymore. I heard she was in a long distance call. It could have been a cell phone. It could have been maybe state of New York long distance. And I can't afford that she didn't come back to Wisconsin because she didn't have what it takes to pay for any of the hurt in my life. I'm not herself. I alive her, but I'm not herself, and she didn't really pay for it. Okay, I have to go. Blueberry Dreamsicle, courtesy of Dr. Pepper, Lifeway Kefir, and Horizon Milk. What did I forget? I forgot to put these in there. I will do that later. I have to go now.